Coronavirus disease is an infectious disease caused by a newly discovered coronavirus. Most people infected with the COVID-19 virus will experience mild to moderate respiratory illness and recover without requiring special treatment. Older people and those with underlying medical problems like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, chronic respiratory disease, and cancer are more likely to develop serious illness. The COVID-19 virus spreads primarily through droplets of saliva or discharge from the nose when an infected person coughs or sneezes. On March 11, COVID-19 was declared a pandemic, for which they put a quarantine that at first was only about a month and a half. During the quarantine, you could not go out to the street except to buy things that were very urgent, and obviously with face masks. The first week was not so boring at all, but from the second, it was exasperating. So I had to find ways to pass the time without leaving the house. The first thing that occurred to me to entertain myself was the Xbox, since all my friends have it and somehow we can continue to interact together or in another way. The games that I played with my friends on the Xbox were Rainbow Six Siege and Warzone. Then they released a type of board game called Parches. You downloaded it to your phone and play up to 4 people, and when I got tired of playing, I had 2 options, Netflix and TikTok. Netflix is a prepared platform to watch movies which are very entertaining and not boring at all. And TikTok is a platform to upload short videos of comic, dancing, cooking, etc. My cousins were also very important since during the quarantine. I began to interact with them more because they were the only people my age with who I could be. With them I did everything, but what we did the most was gym in the house. And from there we went to my pool to cool off. The preventive methods for COVID are 4. Have always the mask outside your home, always put your antibacterial help, wash your hands when you get home, and always have the fridge full, so you don't have to go to the supermarket constantly. Many people did not respect the quarantine, so the cases began to increase exponentially. So the government decided to implement a dry law. Dry law is a term used to define that there will be no sale of alcoholic beverage in a certain time. When announcing this, people bought what they could, and the price began to rise since there was a lot of demand and little supply. Also, so the coronavirus will not spread between the countries, they decided to close the borders so no one could cross. The online classes were a bit complicated at the beginning since I was not used to connect to the classes through Zoom and nor to using the platform. Over the time, I got used to them, and the most difficult thing was not to interact with my classmates in class. During the yellow line, they began to small gatherings of friends to interact together and laugh for a while. They also began to open premises with security measures, and also the vaccination campaign started. It began in early February and began with adults, and it's supposed to end at the end of this year. In Greenland, we began to organize bigger parties. Everything was as before, but the mask was still mandatory. In conclusion, COVID-19 has separated many families. However, it has also united. During this pandemic, I have formed very good friends, and my connection with my father has improved. Thank you.